Beloved souls of infinite potential, there is a golden river of blessings flowing all around you at this very moment. Yet so many walk as if blind, searching for miracles in distant places while standing knee-deep in answered prayers. Today, I call you to awaken. Open your spiritual eyes. See, feel, and claim the divine good that surrounds you. Too often, we live in yesterday's shadows or tomorrow's dreams. We fret about the past, worry about the future, and miss the gifts that lie right under our feet. The breath you draw, the strength in your body, the sunrise that greets you, these are not small things. They are proof that you are upheld by a loving order greater than yourself. Life is not a string of accidents. There is a divine pattern at work. The closed door that once broke your heart may have saved you from a path unfit for your highest good. The delay that frustrated you may have been the perfect timing for a greater opportunity. Nothing is wasted in the economy of divine wisdom. When your eyes are open, you see that even disappointments are blessings in disguise. The gateway to seeing more of this divine favor is gratitude. Gratitude is not passive. It is an active force that multiplies what you value. When you give thanks for the smallest things, the warm smile of a stranger, the food on your table, the lesson in a hard moment, you set in motion a law of increase. What you appreciate expands, but many hearts remain blind because they are clouded by fear, worry, and doubt. These shadows distort our vision. Release them. Say within yourself, I walk by faith, not by fear. I trust the divine order of my life. As the fog lifts, you will discover that blessings were always near, waiting for your recognition. Do not despise the challenges you face. The rough stone often hides the jewel. Trials refine your character and prepare you to hold greater good. Trust that within each obstacle is a hidden door to advancement. Shift your inner gaze from scarcity to abundance. As long as you focus on what is missing, you cannot see what is present. Affirm daily, I live in a universe of overflowing good. I am surrounded by divine provision. The mind that expects blessings will surely find them. Faith is the eye of the soul. It allows you to see what the physical senses cannot. With faith, you realize that life is not against you, but for you. You begin to witness synchronicities, divine appointments, and unimagined opportunities. Your words carry power. Speak life. Declare, blessings are mine. Doors of good swing open for me now. Every word you speak sows a seed in the garden of your experience. Make it your practice to pause, reflect, and recognize the good that is here today. In the stillness of awareness, you will see that ordinary moments are saturated with extraordinary grace. Finally, become a vessel of blessing to others. As you pour out love, kindness, and encouragement, you enter the unstoppable current of divine abundance. The more you give, the more you see that the well of blessings is inexhaustible. So I say to you, wake up and see God's blessings. They are here now, flowing around you, flowing through you, calling you to live in the light of divine favor. Open your eyes, open your heart, and step boldly into the abundance prepared for you. Awakening to the present moment is like opening your eyes after a long sleep and discovering that the world around you has been glowing with beauty all along. Too often, people live as if trapped in a dream of the past, replaying regrets and hurts, or they project themselves into an imagined future, filled with worries and fears. In doing so, they miss the only place where life truly unfolds, the present. The blessings of God are not hidden in yesterday's memories or tomorrow's uncertainties. They are here now, waiting to be recognized and embraced. When you awaken to the present, you realize that each breath is a miracle, each moment a gift. The air that fills your lungs, the sunlight pouring through the window, the quiet strength that carries you through a difficult day, these are signs that divine care is always at work. The present moment is rich with guidance, opportunities, and the gentle whispers of intuition that often go unheard when the mind is lost in distractions. To awaken is to tune your inner senses to this divine harmony, allowing yourself to be fully alive in the now. This awakening is not passive. It requires a deliberate choice to let go of mental noise and to anchor yourself in awareness. It means pausing to notice the small blessings that so easily escape attention: the smile of a child, the kindness of a stranger, the lessons learned through challenges. As your awareness deepens, you begin to see that the present is not an empty passage of time, but the very meeting point between heaven and earth, where divine blessings continually pour forth. To be truly awake is to recognize that you are surrounded, supported, and sustained by a higher order every single moment of your life. Recognizing the divine order of life is like uncovering a sacred pattern woven into every experience, every encounter, and every season of existence. So often, people mistake life for a series of random events, unpredictable, chaotic, and unfair. Yet when you open your inner eyes, you begin to see that nothing is without purpose, that a higher intelligence is guiding each step, even the ones that seem to lead through darkness. The setbacks you once resented, the delays that frustrated you, the closed doors that broke your heart, each was a necessary turning in the path, redirecting you towards something greater, something aligned with your highest good. This recognition shifts the way you perceive the world. No longer do you see life as a struggle against hostile forces, but as a journey guided by an unseen hand. You come to trust that the universe is not conspiring against you, but working for you, arranging opportunities, lessons, and even obstacles for your growth. The divine order does not always reveal itself in advance. It unfolds moment by moment, often only understood in hindsight. Yet faith teaches you to rest in the knowing that there is wisdom behind every twist in the road. To recognize divine order is to let go of the need to control every outcome and instead walk in trust and surrender. It calls for patience when things do not unfold according to your timetable and gratitude when they finally do. When your heart aligns with this understanding, even life's challenges become teachers and not tormentors. You begin to perceive harmony in what once seemed like chaos, purpose in what once felt like loss. The realization dawns that you are not drifting in an aimless current, but being guided, step by step, by a loving and precise design. Gratitude, as the gateway to more blessings, is one of the most profound truths you can ever embrace. Gratitude is not merely a polite expression of thanks. It is a living, dynamic force that opens the door to divine abundance. Many people wait for big, dramatic miracles before they feel thankful, yet they overlook the daily gifts that quietly sustain them: the breath in their lungs, the strength to rise in the morning, the kindness of a friend, the lessons gained from adversity. When you learn to recognize these seemingly small gifts and give heartfelt thanks for them, you activate a spiritual law that multiplies what you value. Gratitude changes your perspective. Instead of focusing on what is missing, you begin to notice what is already present. This shift in attention is powerful because what you focus on expands. When you focus on lack, you invite more lack. But when you focus on blessings, you draw even more good into your life. Gratitude is the language of faith, and it declares, even before the evidence appears, that you are cared for and supplied by divine provision. This attitude of thankfulness becomes a magnet for opportunities, guidance, and unexpected favors. Living in gratitude requires a conscious choice. It means pausing in the midst of your day, no matter how ordinary or challenging, to acknowledge the good that surrounds you. It is easy to give thanks when life feels smooth, but true gratitude shines brightest in difficult seasons, for it transforms trials into stepping stones and opens your eyes to hidden treasures. The more you practice gratitude, the more your heart becomes a vessel ready to receive. You begin to see that blessings were never far away. They were always near, waiting for your recognition and appreciation to unlock their full expression in your life. Releasing blindness caused by fear and doubt is a profound awakening of the soul, for these two forces are among the greatest barriers to seeing and receiving the blessings that surround you. Fear clouds your vision with illusions of danger, lack, and failure. Doubt whispers that you are unworthy or that divine provision is uncertain. Together, they create a fog that obscures the truth of your spiritual inheritance, that you are guided, supported, and sustained by a higher power that never fails. When your heart is gripped by fear, you interpret challenges as threats rather than opportunities, and when you give in to doubt, you close the very doors through which blessings seek to enter. The first step in releasing this inner blindness is recognizing that fear and doubt are not realities but states of mind, shadows that dissolve when you bring in the light of faith and trust. You do not have to fight these shadows with force. You only need to let in more light. This light comes from affirming the presence of divine order in your life, remembering past victories where you were sustained through trials, and daring to believe that what is ahead is for your good, not your harm. As you nurture faith, the fog of fear begins to lift, revealing opportunities, resources, and guidance that were hidden in plain sight. Trust is the antidote to fear, and expectation of good is the remedy for doubt. When you release the need to control every outcome, and instead rest in the assurance that you are cared for by an infinite source, you step into clarity and peace. In that state of inner calm, you see blessings that were always there, supportive people, timely solutions, and divine ideas that guide you forward. By releasing fear and doubt, you open the eyes of your soul to behold the limitless good that surrounds you. Discovering the blessings in challenges is one of the most transformative shifts a person can experience. Life often presents difficulties that seem, at first glance, to be barriers, disappointments, or even punishments. Yet behind every trial lies an unseen gift, a hidden thread of divine purpose woven into the fabric of your journey. Challenges are not sent to break you, but to build you, to awaken strengths you never knew you possessed, and to guide you toward doors you might never have opened without them. What appears as a setback can, in time, reveal itself as a step forward on a higher path. When you face hardship, it is natural to feel resistance or discouragement, but the key lies in changing your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me? Where is the blessing in this experience?" This shift transforms adversity from an enemy into a teacher. Often, it is through trials that you develop resilience, deepen your faith, and refine your character. A closed door may protect you from a lesser path, while an unexpected delay may position you for greater success. Seen in the light of divine order, challenges become instruments of blessing rather than sources of despair. Faith plays a crucial role in this discovery. It allows you to trust that even in the midst of storms, you are not abandoned but being guided. As you lean into that trust, your eyes open to unexpected opportunities, new connections, and hidden strengths that would have remained dormant without the challenge. With time, you come to realize that every difficulty carries within it the seed of something greater: growth, wisdom, compassion, or even a new beginning. By embracing this truth, you turn life's trials into stepping stones that lead you toward the fulfillment of your highest good. Shifting from scarcity thinking to abundance consciousness is a profound inner transformation that changes not only how you perceive the world, but also what you attract into your life. Scarcity thinking is rooted in fear, the belief that there is never enough, not enough time, not enough resources, not enough opportunities. It keeps you in a constant state of striving, grasping, and worrying, blinding you to the countless ways in which divine provision is already present. This mindset focuses on limitations, and what you focus on expands. So the more you dwell on lack, the more lack you seem to experience. Abundance consciousness begins with the recognition that you live in a universe of infinite supply, where the source of all good is not limited by human conditions. It does not mean ignoring practical realities, but it means refusing to let appearances of lack dictate your faith. When you choose to believe that opportunities, love, and resources are ever flowing, you open yourself to receive them. This shift in consciousness transforms your attitude from grasping to trusting, from fear to expectancy. You stop asking, "How can I get more?" and begin to affirm, "I am already connected to the limitless flow of good." This transformation often starts with gratitude, acknowledging and appreciating what you already have. Gratitude tunes your heart to abundance, helping you notice the gifts that were always around you, but went unseen under the shadow of worry. As your inner dialogue changes, so does your energy. You speak words of increase rather than lack, and your actions reflect faith rather than fear. Abundance consciousness invites you to trust that as you give, you will receive. As you bless others, blessings return multiplied. In this mindset, you align with the divine law of increase, stepping into a life that is not confined by limitation, but expanded by infinite possibilities. Faith, as the lens to see clearly, is the power that transforms confusion into clarity and despair into hope. Without faith, life often appears chaotic, an unpredictable series of events with no guiding principle. Fear and uncertainty blur your vision, making obstacles look like dead ends and opportunities seem unreachable. Faith acts as a divine lens, bringing the unseen order of life into focus. It allows you to perceive the hidden harmony behind life's twists and turns and to trust that even when the path ahead is obscured, a higher wisdom is directing your steps. Faith does not deny the existence of challenges. It simply refuses to be defined by them. It shifts your perspective from the immediate appearance of things to the enduring truth that there is always a way forward, always a provision for every need, always a purpose behind every trial. Through the lens of faith, delays become preparation periods, disappointments reveal themselves as redirections, and hardships are seen as stepping stones leading to greater strength and wisdom. Living with this vision requires more than mere wishful thinking. It calls for a deep trust in divine order and an expectation of good even when circumstances give you no visible reason to believe. Faith is the inner knowing that the unseen is more powerful than the seen, and that the higher plan for your life is unfolding even in moments of uncertainty. This trust brings peace in the midst of storms and steadiness when others waver. When you cultivate faith as your lens, you begin to interpret life differently. You recognize blessings in unexpected places, guidance in what seemed like delays, and opportunities where others see only obstacles. Faith opens your eyes to the deeper reality of abundance, protection, and purpose, revealing that you are never alone and never without support from the infinite source that governs all things. Speaking life into your circumstances is one of the most powerful spiritual practices for transforming your reality. Words are not empty sounds. They are creative forces that shape the atmosphere of your life. Too often, people speak from a place of frustration, fear, or doubt, and in doing so, they reinforce the very conditions they wish to escape. Complaints magnify problems, while words of hope, gratitude, and expectation invite positive change. When you learn to speak life, to declare goodness, abundance, healing, and progress, you align your speech with the creative power that brings those very things into being. Every word you speak is like a seed planted in the soil of your experience. If you sow seeds of worry and limitation, you will harvest more of the same. But when you speak words of faith, blessing, and confidence in divine provision, you sow seeds that blossom into opportunities, solutions, and breakthroughs. Speaking life means refusing to give voice to defeat or despair, even in the face of challenges. Instead, you affirm that your steps are guided, your needs are met, and your path is opening before you. This practice does not mean ignoring reality or pretending difficulties do not exist. It means choosing to speak in alignment with the higher truth that transcends appearances. It is a declaration that the final word in your life belongs not to fear or lack, but to divine order and goodness. As you consistently speak life, your thoughts and actions begin to follow the pattern of your words, and you attract circumstances that reflect what you proclaim. The shift may be gradual, but it is profound. By changing the language you use about your life, you change the direction of your life itself. Speaking life is not just a habit, it is a way of living in harmony with the creative power of faith. The power of daily awareness and reflection lies in its ability to transform ordinary moments into sacred encounters with divine guidance and blessing. Too often, people rush through their days on autopilot, consumed by routine, deadlines, and distractions, unaware of the quiet miracles unfolding around them. They miss the gentle nudge of intuition, the lesson hidden in a conversation, or the subtle sign that answers a long-standing prayer. By pausing each day to be aware, to truly notice life as it is, you awaken to a deeper reality where the presence of divine goodness can be felt and recognized. Daily awareness begins with simple, intentional moments, taking a breath before responding to a challenge, pausing to observe the beauty of a sunrise, or acknowledging the kindness in another person. These small acts anchor you in the present moment and open your heart to see that blessings are not occasional events, but constant companions. This habit helps you shift from living reactively to living consciously, so that you no longer move through life as a passive observer, but as an active participant in the flow of divine order. Reflection deepens this awareness by allowing you to process and understand what you experience. At the end of each day, taking a few moments to look back, asking yourself what went well, what you learned, and where you felt supported, turns even difficulties into sources of wisdom and gratitude. Reflection shines a light on patterns you might otherwise overlook, showing you how far you've come and how often you have been guided, protected, and provided for. Together, daily awareness and reflection cultivate a heart that is both grateful and receptive. They open your eyes to see that life is not a random series of events, but a purposeful journey. As you practice these habits, you discover that divine blessings are not rare interruptions in the ordinary, but the very fabric of each moment, waiting to be noticed, embraced, and celebrated. Becoming a conduit of blessings for others is one of the highest callings of a life lived in alignment with divine order. Many seek blessings only for themselves, believing that holding on to what they have will ensure security. Yet true abundance flows through giving. The moment you shift from striving merely to receive to willingly becoming a channel through which goodness, kindness, and support flow to others, you step into the inexhaustible stream of divine supply. Blessings are not meant to be hoarded. They are meant to circulate, expanding as they move from one heart to another. To be a conduit of blessing is to recognize that everything you have, your time, resources, talents, wisdom, even a kind word, is entrusted to you not only for your benefit, but to uplift others. When you give encouragement to someone in despair, share opportunities with someone in need, or simply extend patience and understanding, you are participating in the sacred exchange of divine abundance. These acts often ripple outward in ways you cannot see, touching lives far beyond your immediate reach. Living as a conduit of blessings requires faith that as you pour out, you will be refilled. This trust frees you from fear of loss and opens you to the joy of generosity. The more you give, the more you discover that the source of all good is unlimited, and your own needs are met as you meet the needs of others. Being a blessing does not always require grand gestures. Often, it is the small, consistent acts of kindness and service that carry the greatest power. When you choose to be this channel of good, you align yourself with the divine law of increase. You witness firsthand that blessings multiply as they are shared, and you begin to live in a state of flow rather than grasping. In becoming a conduit of blessings, you not only enrich the lives of others, but also awaken to the truth that the more you bless, the more you are blessed.